those protein bars. God has everything that he wants. And whether there's predestination or free will, we don't really know. Because people will argue predestination just as they'll argue free will. So, does God really have all of us? Well, he could eliminate all of us at any time if he wanted to, or he could do the opposite, I guess you could say, you know? Meaning, he could keep us going even longer, you know? He could end the world anytime he wants to. Whenever he wants. But they say in all the church sermons that God wants all of us. Or that God is jealous. Well, what is he really jealous of? I'm just curious. What exactly is he jealous of? If there's predestination, then he has nothing to be jealous of. I mean, if you're predestined to be a movie star, then you would be a movie star. If it's free will, then I would go off and become one because I chose to. Those are two different things. Some say destiny and some say free will. It'll be argued till the end of time. But what is God jealous about? He's jealous, and that's what they say, though. The ministers and the preachers and the pastors will get down on their knees in front of the church and just say, oh, God is jealous. He's jealous of us. He is jealous for us, I guess you could say. But if you're jealous for someone, aren't you jealous of them? You know, is it different? I guess what they're saying is that he eagerly wants us. You know, that's what they're saying. But for what reason? We're already his. We're his creation. Why didn't he just calm down? I mean, it's not necessarily an evangelical move to go and make myself kind of like a god. You know, that's not a real evangelical move. But if it gives me the money that I need to get the lawyers that I need to fight Denise Zingenheim and Angel Curry Spivey in court and get my kids, then maybe I have to do the trip to be a god. And so when God faces me and says, well, Cole, why did you choose to be a god? And I said, because an angel wasn't powerful enough, you know, because movie stars are God. They're gods. They've got billions of dollars. If you have billions of dollars, you're like a god. You're definitely a king. You're not necessarily a servant king, but you have servants, you know. I mean, what am I supposed to do as a father? I'd have to make that decision. And I love my kids. But you know, when you go, and they talk about control, when you go to court and you go to divorce, it's all over control. They're like, Cole, don't be so controlling. That's what it's all about. That's what the whole thing is about with parenthood. That's what it's about. It's not going to happen naturally. It's not going to just happen. At least I get the lawyers and get the money together. They make money in Hollywood. They make money in Hollywood movies and even music. There's all different avenues in Hollywood to make money. I've done it before. I've made money in Hollywood as a background artist. I've done it. There's ways to do it. You set your mind to it. You prepare, you prepare, you prepare. You do what you have to do and you get it done. Then you face God and you say, the reason why is because I love my children. So do with me what you want. Okay? It's going to take me some time. When I step on the scale and I'm 170, I'll start packing. So what you do is you take the mushroom, this one already kind of came off, and you have the mushroom like that. Take the mushroom, you place it like, you know, right here. Okay, he's gonna smell. Okay, you're breaking the concentration. Take this right here, just go like that. All right, we got 4 of them. I'll kind of show you. Take a little bit of the tomato right here. Kind of place it right in there. Falls like kind of like right in there. About like that. You only take like a little bit, not a whole lot. Don't need cheese or anything. Don't need to cook it. You don't need to do any boiling or anything. You can, but it's not as crunchy. I like mine crunchy. This is mushrooms, one of my favorites. I love mushrooms. This is Rotel stuffed mushrooms. Also, what's good with this, if you have Taco Bell packets, very good. The Taco Bell's packets are even better, but use mild. This is just with Rotel. Very good. You like it, Kitty? Kitty's not gonna like it because they're carnivores. Here we go, Kitty. Ready? Here we go. Ready? I'm chewing in your ear, Kitty. Edmund's great. He's a great movie star. Look at that, Edmund. Keep your chin up. He had some earlier. I'll get you, Cole, and your pretty kitty, too. Meow. I'm quoting the Wizard of Oz. All right, Edmund, you ready? You ready? Here it comes, Edmund. Here it comes. Do you like eating with your daddy? With your master? He's very sensitive on his back. He's getting better on his back. I think he may have had an injury or a cat fight. It's been a long time. We've had him for a few months. And I'd have to look on the vlog to see how long we've had him. Maybe, let's see, January, February, March. Maybe he came in March, April, May. I don't remember if he was here, but I don't think he was here in Christmas time. I got here in October. November, December, January. Probably maybe into February. Then March, April, May. Yeah, because we were feeding him outside. We were feeding him like tuna because we'd have like cans of tuna. And man, we fed him a couple times and he just kept coming back. Every other night he'd be on my doorstep. Finally, I opened the door and ran right in. He just ran right in, didn't you? He ran right in, yeah. Right between my legs. It was like right through here. Right through there. Didn't you? Look at that kitty. He's a good kitty. I'm giving him only a quarter portion of wet. Now, wet food is very good for cats. But it's also, the rule of thumb is usually you leave the dry out. But you don't want to leave too much dry. You want to leave a minimum amount. Come on, kitty. Get some. You want to leave a minimum amount so he can snack on it so he doesn't gorge on the dry. He may be coming with me to Hollywood because of Grace. I wrote a werewolf film with a cat in it. If they choose it, I'll say, well, can I use my cat Edmund in the movie? And I'd have to be on set with him because I know how to work with him. He does bite and he does scratch, but he's very energetic. And I know how to work with him with the laser light and everything and see if they'd let me. But I know they have trained cats. They have movie star cats. But he's good. He's somewhat docile with me. Yeah, there he is. He's getting better. See, usually he would have bit me right there. But he didn't, did you? There's a kitty that's a very important role in Grace, the werewolf movie I made. There's a cat in it. And I tell within the movie that he's the keeper of the curse. Now, these are maybe notes. It may not be in the script. But the cat is actually the keeper of the curse. In this movie. It's like an Egyptian thing, kind of almost. One of the guys finds the curse underneath the field in Grace's ranch. He has a ranch. He's a rich guy that did very well in MMA, in mixed martial arts. He was a UFC fighter. His wife was almost like a rock star, B-film rock star kind of thing. And look at this kitty. Look at that kitty. Look at that kitty. Loosely based on Linda, which is the character of Rainy Love. Grace is the fighter. Mark Wahlberg would be a candidate. Bradley Cooper. But I wanted Bradley Cooper as St. Patty the Great. He's his friend. Meow. Meow. I don't know. It's a possibility. I might be in shape enough to play Grace Lippin, the UFC fighter. He's Apache, but he's also look at my arms. Look how dark they are. And I've got a little bit of muscle there too. But look at my arms, look how dark. Because I have Apache in me. Getting there. I know Wahlberg has a good workout routine. I've seen some stuff on Men's Health. I would probably want Wahlberg around for a consultant because Fighter is one of my favorite movies when it comes to, a fighting movie. But this is UFC, so a little bit different. They're baddies. I have sparred with jiu-jitsu people. I learned from a couple of cops that had their own. They were like their own group at the place called Brick House, which is like a gym in Denton or something like that. I don't know if they called it that name or if it had that name. But anyway, regardless of the name of the gym, it's right over there by the grocery store in Denton. It was right next door to it. And they had a little back room, a padding room. One of the cops was deaf. And the other cop was like his friend. And they were teaching jiu-jitsu. And I wanted to learn self-defense. And I'll probably do it again before I leave to LA to finalize my training. Because I told them, I said, look, probably my only weapons are going to be my hands. If I get in a situation, I want to be able to defend myself. So they taught me some things on how to get out of a situation. And we did spar. They wanted to do full contact sparring. We didn't use really hardly any padding or anything, but we would submit one another to the point where the pain was so great that you would tap out. I'm going to have to go out at 1 tomorrow and probably just work the full shift. what I call a double. Good night, good luck, Godspeed. All right, so I made a sandwich. I added bananas to it. It's actually a salad. All right, so I made a salad. This is basically spinach. I had bananas to it. It's got some cheese and walnuts, all some good stuff. Then I'm gonna look at a movie to watch. More of the salad that I'll be eating. I need to get some olive oil and vinegar. I just realized that today. But this should be enough dressing. It comes with some dressing on it. And I ate the last cracker for the rotel and the mushrooms. Then I'm gonna go look for a movie. Hey, I got a lot to choose from. I thought about maybe this one. This is Marlon Brando's One Night Jacks. He actually directed it himself. It was a funny story though. He went in with all the producers. He was kind of a rebel. And they're having trouble finding a director for this movie, One Night Jacks. And Brando stood up in front of all the directors, you know, all the producers. He said, okay, I'm gonna let everybody talk for a certain amount of time, like 30 seconds or a minute, and then he had a gong. So this one producer would start talking, and then he hit the gong. All right, next guy. And then another guy started talking, and then Brando hit the gong. Gong! Okay, next guy. And the other guy started talking, he goes, bong! Brando goes, just forget about it, I'll direct it. So he directed this one. These are some good ones too. East of Eden, that's James Dean, big breakout film. Cat on a Hot Tin Roof is Paul Newman, it's Tennessee Williams. Streetcar, Named Desire, I was in it. I played Stanley Kowalski's role. That's Marlon Brando. And then Rebel Without a Cause, James Dean. That's kind of, you know, old school. Once Upon a Time in the West, I might. This is Sergio Leone. This is definitely one I might look at. These are some of my Westerns. I really like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Another Leone. Clint Eastwood's in it. It's got lots of good stuff. I put it right next to Amelie because Amelie is like one of my favorite films. I love it. It's just action-packed. This was a huge hit in Europe. It's a comedy. It was a big hit in Europe. She'll change your life. It's very, very good. Broken Flowers. Yeah, I am a Jarmusch fan. I like Jarmusch. Or Jarmusch. Some say Jarmusch. But yeah, this is a very good, it's Bill Murray, Jim Jarmusch at his best. It's very kind of comical. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I got a pirated copy, or I don't know where. I don't know. I bought it at a garage sale. No Country for Old Men. It's the Coen brothers. They did this. They won Best Picture for it. Cormac McCarthy novel. Probably one of my favorite movies. It's a great movie about the cartel and this guy running from the cartel trying to help his wife. Josh Brolin's in it. Javier Bardem is in it, and he plays a hitman. He's very, very good. It's a great scene with him and the kids at the end with the money. Mud's surprisingly good. It's a Matthew McConaughey film. It's surprisingly good. I might go with this. I think I am. I've been wanting to rewatch it. Birdman, this director, some of these Mexican directors are just like the best. This is in R2, I believe. Let me see if I can find, where would they have his name? Yeah, NR2. I call him NR2. Alejandro NR2. We're going to go with Birdman. I love the stuff in Broadway. When I do all my stuff, if you watch my vlog, when I go to the shops at Clear Fork, this is what I think about every time when I go into the parking garage and I go down that staircase. I think of Birdman because of how that big wing is that I walk in and I exit, and I always talk about theater and everything. This is Birdman right here. I just want to show you some other movies. I did get Silver Linings. I think it's Bradley Cooper's only good film, like really good film. Better than American Sniper, better than A Place Beyond the Pines. It's a very good performance, and it gives my respect for Bradley Cooper, the new school in the Actors Studio Drama School, which I almost graduated for. I was kicked out after the first year, but I did go with 1 year there. Bradley didn't kick me out, but Limpton did. Wild is good. I don't want to talk about it. It's a pretty good book. This is like the best fighting film. This guy named Mark Wahlberg and Christian Bale. I know I've talked some trash about Wahlberg, but that's because he has a bad attitude. Or he seems to. He seems to be. He may be a nice guy. I don't know. Christian Bale's really good in it. This is a really good movie. I might have to rewatch. I got to rewatch these to kind of get my rhythm back in film. Fargo. Yes. Frances McDormand. Great little film. This one looks like it's got 2 of them in it. That's just one of them. But still, it is a wonderful little film. It's a wonderful Coen brothers. Now, if you like this guy right here, Steven Soderbergh, Bubble's good because he used regular people. Almost documentary. It's a narrative. It's almost documentary. It's kind of I've been wanting to rewatch this. It's about Mark Zuckerberg. Jesse Eisenberg, one of my favorite actors. I think he's probably the best actor since James Dean, Marlon Brando. He's right up there. I'm a big fan of Jesse Eisenberg. I think he's brilliant. I love the movie. I really like him in a couple of them. I like him in this movie. I really like Jesse Eisenberg in The End of the Tour, which is about David Foster Wallace. He plays a Rolling Stones reporter. This is really, really good. There's another movie Eisenberg's in about they bomb this dam with Kristen Stewart. They're like environmentalists. What is this right here? What is that? What was that? What in the world is that? Did it fall all the way? I got some VHS tapes too. I don't have a good working VCR. I think it was part of a lighter. Okay, this way. Memento is frighteningly good. Let's see if I look at something. This is a weird copy though. I like this copy. It looks like a script. I gotta go. I'll talk about Memento later. It's Christopher Nolan. All right, sorry, got interrupted there. It's kind of a Memento movement. So these are all the ones I was talking about right here, all the way to Memento. Above it though, we have a what? Okay, yeah, David Mamet, American Buffalo, great film. David Mamet's one of our best playwrights. Jerry's Good. It's a really, really great movie. Good Will Hunting director. Gus Van Sant. I mean, it's just a wonderful film. It's got Casey Affleck and Will Hunting, known as Damon. Matt Damon's in it. Lucky's surprisingly great. It's Harry Dean Stanton. It's a fantastic Marvel. Magnolia Pictures did it. David Lynch is in it. There he is right there. David Lynch talks about a turtle in a monologue. Yep, David Lynch. It's pretty interesting. Henry Dean Stanton. It's kind of an actor's movie. It's pretty interesting. I would check out Lucky. Here's some of the others. All right. This top one is actually a pretty good one. We got into Lucky. I'm gonna have to do some research on Lucky. It's a pretty interesting one. Right next to American Buffalo and Jerry. Book Thief is good. It's from the point of view of someone that's dead. Jeffrey Rush is in it. I saw it at the Angelica. Emma Watson and Sophie. Now let's see. It's a really good one. It's based on a novel. I check out Book Thief. All right. So I do recommend The Book Thief. It's actually pretty good. It's a good movie. I saw it in Angelica. I do like Lady in the Water. This is a guy named M. Night Shyamalan. And it is very good. This is a full screen edition. Paul Giamatti, Bryce Dallas Howard, M. Night Shyamalan. It's kind of one way to say it. Village is my favorite of M. Night's. Shyamalan. Anyway, Village is the best. I think it's his best work. Doors is good. I do like The Doors. It's Oliver Stone, kind of at his hyper moment. Let's get these night lights right here. The Doors is good. Check out The Doors. All right, so we got to this right here, which is The Doors. Oliver Stone's great masterpiece. This is a masterpiece. I recommend it. We saw it in high school. We even tripped a little bit when we watched this, like in the early 90s. Great film. Color Purple is good. Spielberg at his best. Steven Spielberg. You always got to have a good Spielberg film. Color Purple is a good one. I also have a war film. I keep all my war films in one area. Outsiders, great film. Zootropia Studios, Francis Ford Coppola, based on the book by S.E. Hunting. Very good. Duel. Let me put these together right here. Sorry about that, Spielberg. Duel is Steven Spielberg's first big breakout film. It's very good. It's kind of a Twilight Zone thing. This one right here is Quentin Tarantino's Inglourious Bastards. Bad A film. Very good. Brad Pitt, one of his great performances. It's a musical. It's musically done. I almost was going to rewatch this one tonight. I was almost going to do it. That's my Bob Dylan bootleg. More Bob Dylan right there. I was going to watch this tonight, but I'm going to do Birdman instead. Kill Bill Volume 2. I finally went out and I bought Volume 1. Actually, you know what? Which one did I have first? Yeah, I had Volume 2 first. But I went out and I got Volume 1. Very good. Both Quentin Tarantino's very good. Okay. There's Kitty. I recommend both Kill Bills. So Kill Bill Volume 1 and Kill Bill Volume 2. Kill Bill Volume 3 is shooting right now. They're filming it right now. Don't know if they're doing it in Texas. If Quentin needs to use me, Quentin Tarantino, just make a comment on this vlog. I'll show up on set, do whatever you want. I'll do it for free. Reservoir Dogs, his masterpiece. Harvey Keitel made this film. Harvey Keitel was behind this film. He was behind the casting. He made sure it happened. It's Quentin's best movie. It also went through the actor studio. The script did. Pulp Fiction, good. I walked out of it, but I went back in, liked it. And hey, Jackie Brown's not too bad either. Departed, good. Martin Scorsese.